take one more question.
How do you truly surrender? I am literally the willing vessel. I'm the spiritual curse breaker. I am the one. And I always got blamed for things when I was young because I didn't know certain things. I didn't have that model before me. And so now, in the past couple of years, it feels like I get all the backlash. I get all the rejection. And I've been independent for a while, but there get times where I need help. And I'm just tired of having to be the strong friend all the time. I pour into people every single day, even when I'm empty. And I know that some people say you can't pour from an empty cup. It's just in me to pour into people no matter of my circumstance. I've put myself in places, where I aspire to be. I invest in myself even when I can't even finish paying my bills. Like, I believe. But how do you truly, and I guess it's the second question, but how do you truly keep believing when your own family really just don't believe in you? They see you for who you are now, but not who you are becoming.
You don't need them to believe it. You don't need them to believe it. You really, a prophet is without honor in his own country. And it's not unusual for the people closest to you to not see you in that light, because that's not the relationship that they have with you. The relationship that they have with you has nothing to do with your destiny. It has something to do with your history. And their connection to you is as a family member, not a vision supporter. So stop going to people who don't see it, trying to get support from them. I'm not saying leave them alone. Still love them as a family member, but don't connect your spiritual destiny to somebody who is just a family member. And I hear pain in your voice. Yeah, I hear pain in your voice. And there's two things I want to say to you. Oh, glory. There's two things that I want to say to you. The reason everybody uses you up is because you draw people who need you and not people who feed you. When you get in a room with people who can feed you, you don't feel worthy of being in the room that you're in. So you find yourself gravitating toward people who need you because then you can lead them. But they leech off of you. Okay? So what I'm saying to you, what I want you to do is to go into rooms where people are above you and resist the temptation to run until you own the new you on the inside. You're trying to get everybody else to believe something about you that you're struggling to believe about yourself. And you're hurting for support because you need reinforcement, because the voice on the inside says you're not worthy of what you're believing God to do. And I want you to receive this for yourself, because I believe I can help you. I believe I can help you. I believe I can help you. If you listen to what I'm telling you, it will really, really help you. You're going to go into the room and you're going to feel unworthy, and you're going to feel uncomfortable, and you're going to feel incapable, and you're going to feel scared. Stay anyway. Stay there. The only reason you feel uncomfortable, unworthy, is not because you're not worthy of it. It's because you haven't rooted yet. If you stay in the room long enough, it will become your norm, and you will have a rooting system to support you. Instead, you're trying to root with your family and not with your destiny. You don't have to try to root with your family, because your family is supposed to love you for who you are, not what you have, not what you drive, not how many degrees you have. They're supposed to love you just because you are. Okay? We should never prostitute our family where we make our relationship with them predicated on their performance. You don't have to earn my love to be my child. I'm going to love you anyway. I can't help it. I'm going to love you if you're a drug dealer. I might be hurt, but I'm going to love you if you're a drug dealer because you're my child, okay? That's a whole different relationship. I am not the supporting system necessarily that's going to take you into your destiny. I am the supporting system that got you here. What got you here may not be what takes you there. You understand? You see that? You see it, don't you? Okay, now watch this. The way you see yourself makes certain types of people drawn to you. And they are drawn to you because they are reflecting how you see you. Okay? Now, I'm not saying get rid of all of those people who need you, because there's a certain degree of gratification you get out of serving and helping and doing all that. I'm saying to irrigate your desert and put streams in your desert by streaming water into those dry places. The reason you are drying out is that you don't have no water coming into your desert. And that water is going to come from other places. But the funny thing about the water, when it comes, you're going to be scared to drink it. Because it's unfamiliar. And you're a little bit scared of it. And so you go back and get more people who need you. And then you're empty and you're draining. You say, I keep pouring out and I keep pouring out. And you say, they say you can't pour out, but I can. There's nothing wrong with pouring out if you're taking in. So I want you to be intentional. Here's your homework. I want you to write down all the people in your life who need you. And then I want you to write down all the people in your life who feed you. And I want you to notice how short the list is of the people who feed you versus the people who need you. And I want you to, here's your homework, is to lengthen that list of people who feed you. And it doesn't always mean that you have to be in their face. It can come through podcasts. It can come through going to operas and plays. It can come through going to places off the beaten path where you have never been before and wouldn't think to go. You should go. And you should go and you should meet people and you should make friends until you become comfortable in the conversation in places where you've never been before. Okay? I want you to remodel your life, your wardrobe, your appearance, your vernacular, your tone, your temperament to where you're going, not where you've been. When you go back into the areas where you've been, you can always speak that language. You know that language. You didn't have to learn that language. You know how to speak that language. But I want you to adopt the language of your destiny and not just your history. And this is going to take time. Here's the good news. It can start in church. You know why? In a church like this, there's all kind of people. There's people from the shelter. There's people that are homeless. There are people that are entrepreneurs. There are people who are coming up from the shelter going to be entrepreneurs. There are people with degrees. There are people with doctorates. There are people who can't read. In a church, there are all kinds of people. You get to choose where you sit. You get to choose who you connect with. You get to choose who you go to eat with and get in some small circles. If it's one or two people, it don't need to be 20. Just one or two people that are going in the direction you're going and hop in the car. Hop in the car. Go along for the ride. Get into something that is positive. And I'm going to go a little bit deeper because I think I'm talking to you and I'm talking through you. Get into an environment of people who feel whatever it is that you're trying to be. If it's artsy, go to art shows. You're an entrepreneur. Okay. Okay, give her the mic back so they can hear her.
Yes, so I'm an entrepreneur. I actually did network marketing starting in 2020 of a health and wellness franchise. I'm a life coach getting my life together, but I have been able to just grow in different aspects. I do credit repair as well, and I I just became a member not too long ago, and I love you because you are just so unorthodox. And I feel like if I want to go be a doctor tomorrow and I want to be a photographer the next day, then that's what you could do.
Yeah.
God has placed so many gifts in me that is like so amazing, you know, and I struggle sometimes with that because I need to figure out how can I impact people through what God has blessed me, but also how can it be sustainable?
So you're a life coach and you're an entrepreneur. Is that the entrepreneur part? What else do you do?
Yes, so credit repair and a health and wellness franchise.
Okay, everything you're doing is fixing people.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
That's telling me something. That lines up with the profile. What you chose to go into is what you're complaining about. Because if you're a health and wellness coach and if you're a credit repair person, you're making your money from people who need you. I want you to pick something. Don't have to give that up, but I want you to pick something that feeds you to balance that out. Okay, to balance that out. To balance that out. I don't hear you talking about being connected with groups of people that feed you, that you can be a little girl in the room.
Yes. So when I say I've been investing in myself, I have literally been putting 2 weeks ago, I went to Atlanta for a mastermind, Neil's mastermind, and literally just uncomfortable. My last 2 years of my life have been uncomfortable. 2 years ago, I was homeless. I lived in California, grew up in Compton on Proud Rouge Street, and literally took a step of faith and moved here about almost 2 years ago. So it's a long story, and I don't want to hold you.
Hold up. Let me tell you something.
Yes, sir.
That you are not getting. You are doing good. You are doing good. You are doing good. I want that to break through the wall that you have built in front of yourself. You don't clap for you. You need to clap for you. You need to celebrate you. If you were homeless, you grew up in Compton, and now you're doing all of that stuff, you are doing much better than you are feeling. Your emotions are still homeless. Your emotions have not caught up with where you're at yet. And I want to bring your emotions into where you are right now. You are doing good. You deserve to be here. You belong here. You're in the place you're supposed to be. Your emotions eventually will get the memo. They don't get the memo at first because they're still carrying the scars from all the things you said and didn't say that happened to you in your life. Your emotions are still back there. And we're going to bring them up here by celebrating where you are right now. Yeah. And I don't know what your financial level is now, but when your financial level gets strong enough, I want you to get therapy.
At TD Jakes Ministry.
Good.
I'm trying.
Good. Get the therapy. And the reason you get the therapy is not to say you're crazy.
No,
it's not to say anything.
I need to move on.
Yeah. You need to move on. Yeah. Your emotions need to come out of that. You know why? You've been traumatized.
Yeah.
You've been traumatized. And the reason you don't clap for yourself is the walls that you built to keep the pain out also won't let the love in. Okay, so you build the wall to protect yourself, to survive the vicissitudes of life. The problem with the wall is now nothing comes in. Okay, nothing comes in, and you don't know how to tear down your own wall. Therapy helps you to brick by brick tear down the wall so that you can receive the sunlight on the other side. The wolves are gone, but the sunlight can't get in. Love can't get in, and the clapping doesn't come from another person if it doesn't come from you. Okay? So that's a process that's going to take time, that's going to take going back to the trauma, and let's see how deep it is and how bad it is, and why you can't cough that up and get that out and get you on wellness so that your emotions can catch up with where you are now. You got it? Clap your hands, give God a praise.